Oh boy. Alright, check, check, check. Alright, I don't think the audio is going to be great, but we're going to go with what we got. Alright. Alright, I'm going to need you guys to bear with me. We've had all kinds of technical issues here getting this going. It's not been easy, but I have not given up yet. Now I gotta try to convince YouTube to give me a chat room, which it doesn't like to do. Anyway, this is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian, and we are on a live drive. I'm driving from Fort Myers to Tampa this evening, we'll see what happens. Oh, hey, there we go. It's showing me my live show. So now all I have to do is go in and pause it and just pull up a detachable chat room and make it full screen. Okay, it looks like Bill's in there. Hello, Bill. I'm going to be doing stuff in Tampa this weekend, radio stuff with a club up there that I'm a member of, and so I am heading up there right now to hang out up there and meet out with them, and it should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. I love just getting with folks that like to do the same things I like to do and hang around and play radio. We're going to be doing a lot. We're going to be working with my FT710. We've got an ATOS antenna, a Yaesu ATOS, and we've got a, oh God, what's the name of that thing? I can't remember now. Not a Buckmaster, but a Tar Heel, that's what it is. I got a Tar Heel, and we've got a bunch of ham sticks, and we've got two different bases too. And we're going to be trying to figure out this weekend why we've been having such an incredibly hard time trying to get this radio to get a good SWR in the car. I don't think there's anything wrong with the radio necessarily, but it's not working that well. Hey, Carlotta. Took a little longer to set up than I thought it would. I had to troubleshoot 3 or 4 different problems, and that has put me late getting on the air. But I'm here. I just wanted to get on and say hi to you guys and see what's going on tonight. Has not been a big news day. We've had some local stuff. Like we've had some things go on. Like my host was the host of the Glenn Beck show this morning. I'll talk about that in just a little bit here in just a few minutes. I may be doing some lives this weekend. I'm not sure. Maybe Sunday afternoon, maybe a few POTUS. We're going to see how it goes. I've got a lot going on with about 3 different things. So we're just going to see what happens. All right. Yep, I'm being careful. ETA's 2 hours, just under 2 hours. I'm at the county line, just getting out. Okay. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. I know that there's not a lot to see. It is what it is. I have POTA up here. I was going to see if there was any POTA voice going on. 258's the only channel right now on voice. A lot of people don't work voice in parks late at night because of the because of the noise, and talking on the radio and listening. 7258. Let's see if we can hear anything at 7258. But they're down in the weeds.
Yeah, I've got the DIO super vertical. That's what I got.
There but buzz, but we'll keep looking. There's some people talking down here. Let's see what the hell they're talking about. That's probably an AM signal, obviously from outside the country. It's just so hard. 40 is a 7 megahertz. It's a low frequency, and it is very susceptible to engine noise and power line noise and everything else. And unfortunately, that's what I'm dealing with. There's a lot of noise. Once we get on the interstate, we won't have these big 3-phase 440 volt power lines running down the right side of the road here. And once that happens, we should be good to go. There we go. Trying to get the cruise control set. There we go. All right, seems to be going out okay. There's not a lot of people here, but it is the day after Christmas. It's Friday. It was a crazy day. Let's see what's going on. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I know that it looks like the noise in here is really high. I don't know what else to do. I couldn't find the mic in here. It's in here somewhere, but I gotta find it. Anyway, long story short, we're just gonna suffice with this for tonight because I have to travel. I did not have a chance today to set up the car. I haven't even ate yet. So I'm just letting you guys know I'm coming on for an hour or so. I'm going to say hi to everybody. We're going to talk about anything you guys want to mention. I got a few things I'm going to mention, and then I'm going to sign off. Because things are not optimum right now, and I get that. I will be doing a live drive home on Sunday as well in the afternoon, and I may be hitting a park or two on the way home. I did 3 parks last weekend, and I had a good time. I love working parks. I like it because if you get down in the park, you can get way far away from power lines, and you can really get out there and do it up. So yeah, we're on 41 here. We're heading up here to the junction up at that next light up there. That's going to be Tucker's Grade. We're going to jump on that and that just hops us right over to I-75. And then from there, it's just about an hour and 45 minutes north to Tampa. Sounds good. That's good. I'm really surprised. Deplorabus, thank you for being here tonight. And I'm not sure. Is it? Is it Dealey? I'm not sure. I'm trying to read it, but I'm having a hard time while I'm driving. Oh, here we go with the fog and shit. Camera system right now. I don't have any big checks coming or anything, so I'm working on building one. I'm
approaching a railroad crossing.
Really? No shit. I'm looking for. Truthfully, I'm trying to find, and what I have found is instead of buying a system. Like my work has a system. They call it the Live Drive system. And it's basically what it is it is a camera that's mounted on the roof. But it looks like one of those remote control spotlights. And I'm like, well, why can't I just buy a remote control spotlight housing and take the spotlight out of it? And then just put a camera in there. And then I can move it up and down, left and right. It's up on the roof of the car where it's out of the way. You guys will get a nice view of everything from there. And so I think that's what I'm going to do is try to build one of these. Yeah, we had a few foggy mornings last week, but I didn't notice any this morning. I drove into work about 7:45. I had to leave for work because I had to produce the local side of the Glenn Beck show today. It's an honor. I mean, it's millions of people listening, even on a day like today, and it was fun. Trey, he was a little nervous, but the guy's a trooper, dude, and he's really good at what he does. And he walked in there and just, I mean, slayed it, dude. He really used all his A material. He went in there and just basically just did the best stuff he had. And there was no like breaking news or anything. So he, you know, he was able to do the stuff that he was good at doing, that he's been doing, that he's well familiar with, and all that. So it worked out really well. Issues back there, it looks like. All right, let's get this cruise control set back up again. All right, there we go. We are on I-75 northbound. Every time I say that, I hear the song in my head. Bam, 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 northbound and down. I know it was eastbound, but that's okay. You know, good old Smokey and the Bandit. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day. Oh, it's my mom, and we're going to be going up to the cabin the third week in January to spend a week. And after the stroke she had and everything, we didn't know if she was going to be able to go back. So this is pretty special. We're going to be heading back up there in about 3 weeks. And one of the movies that she wants to just sit up there and watch, we like to just put on an old movie and just, you know, make some food and just sit there and watch, you know, and we love that. That's what we like to do up there sometimes. And we've got Smokey and the Bandit up there, so we decided that was one we're just going to go back and watch. Such a great movie. It's a shame the second one got kind of stupid and the third one got ignorant. The third one was so bad that Burt Reynolds wouldn't even come back and do it. So but sequels, man, you know, some movies should not have sequels. Now I would have thought you could have done a good sequel to Smokey and the Bandit, but they failed. The second one was kind of dumb. The third one was extremely dumb. And you don't even hear about that third one anymore. I think they're trying to forget that it ever happened. Never saw it. That doesn't surprise me because, yeah. If you've never saw the original Smokey and the Bandit, then you got a problem. You need to watch that as soon as possible. It's required. I love Smokey and the Bandit. It's a good movie. And I love Burt Reynolds and Sally Fields. In fact, Sally Fields was the first woman that my father and I both had a crush on at the same time. So she's kind of special. But her and Burt are great in that movie. But to me, Jackie Gleason makes the movie. He's the funny. He's literally the funny character in the movie. He's the funny one, and he made that movie really special. You know, I'm still seeing all them streaks on the window. You know, no matter, I just gave this thing a car wash today, and I cleaned the window inside and out. And I guess that got rid of some of it, but man, I cannot believe that we're still getting these streaks on the window. Well, it may not appeal. You know, some movies just don't appeal to people, and that's cool. I will say, if you haven't given it a chance, then I appeal to you to give it a chance. However, if you've given it a chance and you don't like it, then it's crap. Don't watch it. I get it. Trust me. There's movies. I watch movies, and I'm like, this movie is complete drivel, garbage. And then it wins the motion picture of the year at that freaking stupid award show. And I'm like, what do they see in it that I don't see? What I realized early on was we all are very different in what we watch in movies. With me, it's mostly science fiction movies. And so, you're right, you can have something like a great movie that's just not your thing, and I get that. Trust me, I do. Hey, Junior. Oh, you watched my Space 1999 video? You know, Space 1999 was a great show. The writing was a little weak, but the sets and the acting and the special effects for the time were all really good. It's just some of the episodes were poorly written. It's like the conclusions weren't great, or the endings weren't conclusive, you know, things like that. But that's a great old sci-fi show. And if you're into old sci-fi, that's a great one. And there's 2 seasons, and they're both kind of different. They kind of reinvented it for the second season. I actually prefer the first season because Dr. Victor Bergman is actually my favorite character on that show. And he's not in the second season, unfortunately. They mentioned in one episode that he was killed, but that's the only thing he's mentioned. A lot of the cast did not come back for the second season because they were trying to make it appeal more to an American audience, but it didn't work. Lots of 70s disco music and big, huge monsters tearing the joint up. But it's great old sci-fi. I love it. season 1's more cerebral, where season 2 is more monster of the week. So depending on what you're looking for. It's just because I'm driving, most of it's my car, my engine, I'm going to have to get some filtering. I'm going to have to do something. Yeah, I love Martin Landau, and of course Barbara Bain. I like both of them a lot. I like the guy that played Alan Carter. He was my other favorite character. Such a good show. And I wanted so much more. But that's something that AI is going to be able to bring us. I'm going to be able to take all the episodes from season 1, and I'm talking in the next couple of years, I'm going to be able to take all the episodes of season 1, feed them into the computer as reference material, and then have AI help me write the next story, and then have AI create the episode. We're going to get more Space 99. This is what I'm telling you guys about AI. When I say it's a game changer, it is a complete game changer, and here's why. You're going to be able to do things like write your own books. That's already started. They got book writers now. You pay a couple $100 and you sit there for the next 6 months, and this thing writes a book for you. You talk to it. It asks you questions. You set up your chapters. You do all your biographies. And it writes a whole book for you. And then you can build upon that book. You can even take information from other books to put in that book, to the different characters and things like that. So you're going to be able to take the Space 1999 playbook, the rule book, which are both available, the different books that the production people use. The writing staff would have a book they use, the rule book basically. And a lot of that stuff is available in different forms, and then you find that, and you feed in the episodes, you feed in what information you have, and then from there, all you have to do, literally, straight up, all you have to do is just tell the computer, okay, now we're making a new episode based on all of the characters and all of the stuff that happened in these first 19 episodes. And then, so now your computer knows what all of their different sections look like, knows what the command center looks like, knows what Commander Koenig looks like. And so now, when you go in there and say, now I want you to write a story about this moon base, and in this story, it's going to start off here, and they're going to see a planet coming, and they're not going to know what to do, and I basically, you talk it out with the AI, and next thing you know, it makes the episode, and then you can go through and you begin to tweak the episode. You tell it, hey, in this scene, the guy in the back doesn't look right, take him out. Okay, in this scene here, I want you to add 2 more security guys in the back. They wear the purple uniforms, of course. And I think it'd be really, it's going to be amazing, because now, in the near future, we're going to have more Space 1999. We're going to have more Battlestar Galactica. We're going to have more Star Trek. And whatever else, if you liked Blue Bloods, if you liked, Hill Street Blues, I mean, pick whatever's fun. Barney Miller, MASH, whatever your show was, you'll now be able to work with AI and make more of them. Pretty soon people will join groups where they can get together and they're making new episodes of shows. It's going to be a copyright nightmare, but it'll be something like, remember the pirating music and all that came and all that went? it's going to be the same thing. It'll come, it'll be a big deal, it'll go away. But forever, from this point forward in time, we're going to literally be able to make complete TV episodes by writing a script, writing a basic design outline, not even a script, writing an outline. You just write an outline, and now you can take that outline and take all the previous episodes, and with that information, you can make your own show, just like that. Fort Smith, Arkansas. I think you're a little south of the snow line there in Arkansas. We're looking at a big mess up in the northeast. We've got all kinds of winter weather warnings up there and all kinds of stuff going on. Studio up, so I'm not getting like YouTube error messages, so I have no idea. I'm taking a peek here at like, guys, I know it's not perfectly lined up, but we've got a hell of a storm system up in the northeast. They're looking at some icing. Downtown New York, Central Park, forecasted for 6 to 7 inches of snow. And some areas west of that, as you get more inland, are looking at 12 plus inches of snow. So it's going to be a hell of a system. That is moving up through there, and it's going to be a real mess going forward. What's up, man? If I haven't said hi to everybody, I apologize. It's hard to read the chat room and drive. Woo! And lots of vehicles on the side of the road up here. I don't know what's going on tonight or what. What's the deal? I didn't check the contest log. I'm not sure if there's any contesting going on this weekend. Contesting is when amateur radio people have like games that they play, like how many contacts can you make in a certain amount of time or whatever. And they generally are pretty convoluted. There's a lot of rules. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but they can be fun also. Somebody on the radio, work the radio with you, but it's the wrong band. I need to be during the day. I don't hear anybody. That's an AM signal, I'm pretty sure. Set up to do it tonight, though. Oh well, it's all right, guys. I just wanted to. Yeah, it sounds something Vulcan. So anyway, today it was fun this morning. You know, we got to my host Trey was able to host the Glenn Beck program today, which is one of the biggest radio shows in the country, and millions of viewers or listeners. It's on 400 radio stations around the country in all 50 states. It's on satellite radio, and it's on internet radio, and it's on the Blaze, the Glenn Beck television network. So, I mean, you talk about a wide-ass distribution, and Trey went on and just, he killed it today, man. He really did. And it looks like they're going to be using him as a regular fill-in now. So that's going to be amazing. That's just absolutely amazing. Really happy about that. And it's the next step in the evolution here, because now he's going to get national, he'll get national cred, national recognition from this. And the show may grow. We'll see what happens here. Backer antenna. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that. You thought Glenn ended his show? No, not at all. The Glenn Beck program right now is the #1 rated show on my station. And I produce the #2 rated show on my station. We're the #1 local show and the #2 overall. Glenn Beck is the #1 radio show. He gets like 16 million listeners a day or some shit. He's popular, man. Big time popular. He's changed his show around a little bit. He's doing a lot better. There was a time there where his ratings were going down, but he changed some things, and he's changed his presentation up a little bit. And those two guys there are a lot. And when the three of them get going, it's a lot. I like his show. I listen to it when I'm in the car if he's on, because I do like him for that show today. And we get opportunities from time to time. I locally produced Sean Hannity twice. I've locally produced Dan Bongino about 40 times doing the Mark Levin show as a fill-in. I locally produced Glenn Beck doing his show one day. So I mean, yeah, there's a number of them right there. And now it looks like we may be doing this more often, which is really cool. That's his last TV show. He just ended the TV show. Yeah, not the radio show, the TV show. Yeah, he's only syndicated on his own channel, so what he's got is there's other people doing other shows now. So there's still content coming out every day, but he's got other hosts doing that. He's concentrating more on his radio show and his news content. He's doing about 105. Seeing as how I'm doing almost 80. Yeah, Glenn Beck TV, that's what it was. I do. I really could use an earphone in my ear, in just one ear. That way it's legal, and I can have it reading chat to me while I drive. That might work. Because I won't even look down if I'm like right next to a vehicle or something. I won't even look down. But then when I get out all by myself, I'll glance over real quick and see what's going on. And then I went back to work and produced 3 more hours, and then I came home and I had to get everything in my house ready for me to leave. And plus I had to set up the whole car, because I had to take Mom today, and then I went right to the show after that. I never had a chance to set up the car. So there was no radios in the car, there was no computers, no nothing in the car. So I had to completely set up the car. Now I'm just literally running tired right now. Really, really tired, but I'll sleep good tonight. Yeah, Rush did a short run on TV. I think Mark Levin's still doing some TV stuff. Glenn did TV for a while. Of course, Sean Hannity's on TV, on Fox, on primetime. So it's not uncommon for these big hosts to do TV stuff. longest time, still going west. And here in just a few minutes, the road will turn back to the north. As a matter of fact, it's starting to do it right now. The interstate will turn back to the north. But if you look at I-75 on a map, it comes up to Port Charlotte, and then it makes a left basically, and it goes due west for like 30 miles, 40 miles, and then it turns back north again and starts going back north. That little jaunt is so that it gets over to Tampa, but that little jaunt adds a lot of distance when you're trying to get out of town, like when you're trying to get to the state line. If you got in a car and drove straight to the state line, it would be about 70 miles or something less than taking I-75. It's just not really a direct route. And Carlotta, I'm going to be calling you in a little while when I sign off, because I'm gonna stop and get a hamburger or something. I haven't ate, and I'm gonna call you to see if you guys need anything or whatever. So I'm just letting you know I will be calling. I'm still about an hour and 10 minutes away, an hour and 20, something like that. Chicken lights. Hey, Prism.
Crash reported ahead.
I got a crash reported ahead. It says minor crash in 450 feet. I think that's going to be an erroneous report. Yep, I'm canceling that. That's a bad report. By the way, guys, if you don't use Waze when you travel, you really should use Waze when you travel. W-A-Z-E, Waze. And it tells you where the cops are. It's about 95% accurate. It tells you where the cars are stopped, where the roads are blocked, where there's slowdowns. It's Google Maps on steroids in a way. It'll still do your routes. It'll run your routes around bad traffic and stuff automatically. I like it. I like it mostly because it reports to police. It'll say police reported ahead. And about 90% of the time it's correct. The police are up here. They're doing something, whatever. They're running radar. They've got the car stopped. And I like that. Use Waze for, to keep me safe on the road. Doesn't cost anything. And it works great. If you decide you like it, you should get used to reporting things yourself, and that way you can help keep the information as accurate as possible. It's just as important to report a cop as it is to report that the cop is no longer there. And so it's great when everybody participates. You get hundreds of people in here. There's a big old cookie cutter on the right. These multi-family, 3, 4, 5-story, we call them cookie cutters. It's about 20 buildings that all look identical. And they're going up everywhere down here. They can't build them fast enough. They're building so many of them. They're probably building more than they've completed at this point. They started building one where they ripped down our old Kmart. And 9 months ago, they took the pad for that Kmart out. They started renting apartments 30 days ago. I mean, they're building these complexes to the point that they're starting to rent the first building out in 8 months. The contractors are used to building them. They're all the same. They come in, they've built 1,000 of them. Same sink, same power, same everything. So they come in and it's quick. They can build these, they can punch these things out in no time. $2,200 for rent and call it affordable housing. And that doesn't cover electric, it doesn't cover water, it doesn't cover communications like internet, it doesn't cover anything except just the home and a parking space. And that's it. That's all it covers. And so $2,200 with a $200 electric bill on there and another $100 worth of utilities, you know,
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
you're at $2,500 right there. That's more than a lot of people make. I mean, it's impossible. And they call these affordable housing. I don't think they should call it affordable. It's not affordable to me. You know, I'm not totally poor, but yet it's not affordable to me. It's not affordable to many in the middle class. I can tell you that right now. So I just hate when they keep saying, oh, we need a more affordable housing. No, we need housing that people can afford. Because when you call it affordable housing, it's not affordable. $2,200 is not affordable. Yep, I got to get me an oil change before I go to Georgia. It's coming up. Of course, I use full synthetic, and I run at 5,000 miles, but we're coming up on that. So I'm going to go ahead and next week or so I'll run down and get the oil changed. That way I'll have a fresh batch of oil for the trip to Georgia. I really like this car. I had a Honda Sonata once before. My grandma passed away and she left me her car. And it was a great car. I loved that car. It's my favorite car I ever had. And it was a Hyundai Sonata. And I'm like, you know, if I ever buy another car, if I can ever choose, I'm going to choose a Hyundai Sonata. And sure enough, I went one of the first places I went to, I had cash in my pocket. I walk in, and there was $7,500 or something on the window, $7,000 I think on the window of this. And I told him, I said, I want that Hyundai Sonata, but I have $5,000 and it has to be out the door. And he says, no, we can't do that. I said, did I mention it's cash? And he goes, I'll be right back. And he comes back 5 minutes later. He goes, the owner says he'll take the $5,000 cash out the door. I said, all right. I said, write it up. I'm ready to drive it away. That's why I love walking into these little shitty car lots with cash in your pocket, because cash truly is king when it comes to these places. You guys are helping keep me awake here, because I don't know, man, I'm pretty tired. Is it in and out? Are you guys having problems? I can try to there's actually a few things I can do here that might make it a little better. Let me try something. Try that and see what that does. See if that makes it any better. road. We are now in Sarasota, Florida. There's a small little blue area in Sarasota. There's a couple of liberal arts colleges, including the Ringling Brothers College is here in Sarasota. And there's a lot of really cool things in Sarasota. It's kind of a neat place. I had to travel tonight because I need to be up there in the morning for the activities that we've got planned for tomorrow. So I needed to travel tonight and I needed to do a show tonight. So I'm admitting it to you. This is the way I have to do it. This is the only way I can come on tonight. It was either this or nothing. And what I need to do, and I forgot to do it, is when I'm using the jetpack, I need to reduce the resolution to 1080p instead of 4K. And if I did that, it would no longer buffer. But it's too late. We're in broadcast now. But when I go back on again, I will have this set for the lower resolution, and that should keep it streaming smoothly. Tomorrow night I'll be in the car, but we'll have a good internet connection, a full internet connection, which will allow us to still do the regular sights and sound show. The radio station thing's coming along. I'm up to 47 songs now, and they're playing over on Starship After Dark. And I've gotten some positive feedback already. People say the songs sound cool, they like them. And I'll be honest, they're catchy. There's a couple of them I really like, and so I'm going to continue to work on making additional songs. I plan to max out around 200. I want to get enough songs that you could listen all day in the ham shack and not hear the same song twice. And it does shuffle the songs, so they're playing in a different order each time. But it does play them all through before it starts playing them again. It works. I'm gonna be adding liners. I'm gonna be adding, I'm gonna have AI voice come on and say, this is Pile Up Radio, Ham Radio's radio or some bullshit like that. It'll be fun. It'll be cool. But there's actually gonna be liners on there. And I'm probably going to do some funny ones too. I'll probably have some fun stuff on there. And it'll all be ham radio themed. I want it to be novel. I want it to not only be novel, meaning it's the first one and done, because nobody else has done this yet. So it's not only a novel idea, it's not only a neat idea, but it gives me a way to entertain. But also, it gives me a voice. I can use the songs to make points. I actually have a song in there about the ARRL. I'm going to have songs in there about the dead repeaters and stuff. But I've got all the other songs are all positive. They're all very positive about the hobby and about the FT8 and the Hurricane WatchNet. Signals in the Night. And I've got a bunch of different ones in there that are really, really good. Yeah, New York's going to definitely get some accumulation, I think. Probably more than they're used to. Yeah, the 7.2 pileup is not on because it was on when I left the house. It was working fine. I'll have to dial in once I get to my destination. I'll dial in and get it back on again.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
I should be able to get the 7.2. The 7.2, I have issues with it. It'll go for about 6 hours and then it crashes. And it'll do that 4 or 5 times, but then all of a sudden, it'll start going forever and I won't have a problem with it. It'll sit there and run for 2 weeks. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do to make that work better. I'm being told about a version of Windows that's out there. And it's like a creator version of Windows where it doesn't have any, it's very extremely basic. And I may put that in 1 or 2 of the computers. I am not completely, I may take one of these thin client, HP thin clients that I've got, because I've got 8 of them, 7 of them. I may take one of those and convert it over to Linux and see if I can get everything working right on it. Because if I can convert one of those to Linux, it will probably run without crashing. And then if I get it done and I like it, then I can start doing the others. I'm having a real problem with these streams. They're constantly crashing. And I can't, every day I'm out there struggling. I got 3 or 4 more that are down today. Oh, that one's down, that one's down, that one's down. I've got to find a way to make these streams stable because no one's ever going to, like, that other channel's never going to get popular and these streams are never going to get popular if I can't keep them stable and keep them up all the time. So I'm really working on this, but it's either going to be that simple version of Windows or it might be switching them over to Linux, to Ubuntu or whatever. I got to do something. I got to get to where these things are stable, and right now they're just not stable. There's no 2 ways about it. They're just not stable. I really would like to get them that way. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say switch to Linux, but you're switching me out of the operating system that I know how to use. And I've already got one Linux machine that I'm constantly calling Joseph and asking him how to do stuff because I don't know how to use it. And Linux is not easy to use. In fact, if you're a Windows guy, Linux is very foreign. All the buttons are at the top instead of the bottom. You get faced with a command line a lot. I don't know any of these commands, so I find myself constantly looking up what to do, and it just takes so much longer. On a Windows machine, everything's right there. It's a menu. Click, click, click. I'm done. With Linux, I have to go figure out what I got to type into this command line. And so, because of that, I've really shied away from it over the years. But I've reached a point where I might have to embrace it just simply because I need a stable environment. So, I've got to get this stuff where it's stable. Yeah, well, the 7.2 is always down because I put it up and it crashes. I don't know what to do. You know, it's bullshit. It's aggravating. You think it's aggravating for you, try being the guy keeping it going. It's really aggravating for me. I would keep all this stuff up all the time, but it won't stay up. Windows runs so dirty, and when you're running multiple video and multiple audio streams and things like that, it just runs like shit. I do have the brand new ScannerCast program. I've got it. I've already got it installed in one computer, and I'm going to start next week, and I'm going to see if maybe that will be more stable than what I've had up till now. So I don't know. It sucks. I don't have enough time to do this myself, but I don't have anybody else to work on it. You know, it is what it is. It's just going to have to go when it goes. I'll get it done when I can get it done. But I think if I convert things to Linux, I think that will fix my stability problem. I played with I know nothing about them. They're very difficult to use, always command lines. I don't know what to do with them. So look, I am too busy and I'm too old to learn new tricks. This is becoming a real problem for me. I'm so busy trying to keep things going and trying to keep things online and everything else that I just find myself not having enough time to go relearn a whole new operating system. And I'm just finding myself, it gets harder and harder every year to learn something new. What is with this bottleneck right now? It's just people going slow. I don't know. I did some stuff on Raspberry Pi one time, and it was all right. I got plenty of physical computers. I just got to get it to where it'll run stable. That's all. And these computers I have can be made into Linux machines. That's not a problem. I could probably dual boot them, actually. I could probably leave the Windows system on them and put a second boot on them. It probably. People come flying past me and they see all this equipment in my car and they stop. And now I got this guy right here. He doesn't know if I'm a cop or not. So he's all like, oh shit. It's like this car does not look like a cop car at all, okay? But because I got computers and shit on the inside, they're like, oh shit. Oh, there we go. He got brave again. He's like, yeah, maybe it's not a cop. I'm just going to keep on going. There we go. He's going to war. All right, 224. Yeah, I get made to jump through a lot of hoops. I don't know why. Technology is not kind to me. I love technology, but a lot of times it doesn't love me. Like I said, people are not allowed to use the term plug and play around me because I've never bought anything that was plug and play. It's always plug and frustrate. Well, here's the thing. I've got to run OBS because OBS is what composites the video. You know, OBS is what takes whatever it is we're looking at and puts it all together. And then OBS has to make its screen, and then that gets sent to YouTube. I was using Streamlabs. The OBS is a lot more stable, but still not perfect. I do have OBS on the Linux machine, which is a gaming system. It's a really nice system. And that machine right there, I ran a stream on it, streaming the New York scanners. And that stream stayed up for over 2 weeks before the power went out and shut it down. So, and that's another thing, I don't have battery backups for all these computers yet. That's very expensive. So every time the power goes out, which is like every couple days lately, I have to go in there and start putting all the streams back up. And it takes 20 or 30 minutes. I know sometimes it's a long time because I have to reset all the windows and I have to reset everything and put the, you know, usually I get it to save the description and the thumbnail, but still there's a lot of stuff you have to do. And so I need battery backups, which I'm working on. And I think if I put these systems on Linux and put them on a battery backup, I think I'll beat it. I do. I think I'll get them to where they'll stay up for months, weeks, months, whatever. There's another one. He was flying past me at 100 miles an hour, and then he slams on the brakes, and now he's going back, and everybody behind him is pissed right now. It's like, dude, this does not look like a cop car, okay? There's no emergency lights. There's a little mini light bar on the roof, that's it. There's like no markings, no signs, no stripes, no reflective things. It's just a car with a computer in it. But oh my God, they're freaking out. Now he's coming by real slow. He's checking me out. Is that a cop? Oh, I can't tell, but I want to pass him so bad. Oh, there we go. He's like, nah, I'm pretty sure that's not a cop. I don't know. Junior, I believe a lot of the storm chasers stream their stream back to their headquarters, and someone there then sends it out to all the different places where it goes. But that requires at least 2 people. Flying tonight. I got the cruise set at 78. And everybody's passing me. Oof. I think a lot of them do stream directly from their vehicle. I know of one that does stream directly from his vehicle for sure, and I also know of one that goes through his broadcast center. So I mean, it's done different ways. You know, I bought the right laptop. I mean, this laptop, it's a Ryzen 9 gaming laptop. It's an amazing laptop. So I got the right piece of equipment. I have the new internet box. That's the other thing. I'm using the jetpack. But I think while I'm up here, I'm going to take the SIM card out of the jetpack and put it into the double hotspot thing that I have, and see if I can put those antennas up on the roof and see how it does. And that might be the test I do on the way home. Because I think this is going to fix my internet problem, I hope. And then if it works, and it's working good, then at some point down the road, I'm going to buy a SIM card for one of the other two companies. And then I can take that SIM card and stick it in the box, and I'll have two SIM cards. And then what it does, it uses both internets at the same time. So that should definitely keep us up streaming. It's actually a Wi-Fi hotspot that's got two different companies in it, two different SIM cards. That's pretty cool if you think about it, really. All right. Yeah, Starlink's another thing we're looking at. I've looked at, Joseph and I've talked in depth about Starlink, and if I was doing more of this, it would be worth it. In another year or so, Starlink will be fairly affordable. I think it comes down every 6 months or so. Newer technology, smaller antennas, more efficient things. I think that Starlink might be a possibility as well. Oh man, I'm tired. I need to eat something. I'm really hungry. The last thing I ate was lunch at about noon. So we're coming up on 12 hours here. Good thing I'm not really that diabetic, huh? I say not really that diabetic because anybody over 50 is starting to get a little diabetic no matter what. It kind of happens. You got roast? Well, hey, I'll just come on in then. If you got dinner there. I wasn't going to impose. I was going to stop and grab a hamburger. But I do like your roast. You know, something told me you guys have roast. I don't know what it was. Hey guys, do you have roast? I'm not sure. Man, there's a lot of trucks in that truck stop. Holy shit. Yeah, I'll just come on in then. I don't want to be out any longer than I have to. I still have one show to produce tonight before I go to bed. So I'll have to sit here in my car and dial into the station, which I don't have set up yet on this laptop. So what I have to do is I have to dial into the house, and then from the house I can dial into the station. It's kind of ignorant. I use Chrome Remote Desktop. I know there's other ones. We like AnyDesk is really good. We used to use TeamViewer, but they started getting tricky about the licensing and stuff. But I use Chrome Remote Desktop for every day, and I've got it established on every one of my computers. So basically, when I pull up Chrome Remote Desktop, I can see all my computers. They're all colors. I can see pink, purple, red, blue, orange, yellow, green. And I go down and I double click on the one I want, and it pops up. And they just did an update to it for multi-screen computers. It's really nice. You now have a button at the top for each of your screens, and that makes it really convenient. Before there was like a pull-down menu, and it was a little more of a bitch. So I'm very happy with that. It's a nice setup. And then, like I said, if you're helping a friend out, you need to work on their computer. So any desk works really well. And I'll tell you something else. Let's say you've got two computers on your desk, okay? And you got two computers, but you don't have room for two keyboards and two mouses. But you got two computers, and each computer has one screen. Download something from Microsoft Garage called Mouses Without Borders. It's called Mouses Without Borders, Microsoft Garage. Download that if you've got a Windows machine and run it on both computers. And then you just put the number in one that you see in the other one. And what it will do is your one mouse and your one keyboard on the one computer will now work both computers. And you actually tell it where the screens are in relation, so that when you move the mouse over to the other screen, it stays in the right spot. And it's pretty cool because you can literally use you can have one keyboard, one mouse, and you can use two computers, or three computers even. Now, when you get into multi-screens on multiple computers, it starts to get a little funky and wanky, but it does still work. So that's called Mouses Without Borders. That's a good program. My ETA is, well, let's see. I think I'm about mouse stick. Oh, shit. Gotta put my glasses on. Alright, Gibsonton's coming up in 9 miles. I'm still just south of all the Tampa exits. Yeah, I'm still south of all the Tampa exits, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'll get you an ETA. Yeah, I'm at 242, mile marker 242, so I'm probably about 25 minutes or so. I haven't made it to I-4 yet.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Yeah, it's a big rig on the shoulder. I try not to pass vehicles pulled over. Like that guy just got over in that lane, and he just went right past that truck, got 2 feet from it. You know, that guy could have been a tire right there or something. You don't know what he was doing. So anytime a car is pulled over, I try to give it one lane. that area of Florida that turns and creates the panhandle, starts the panhandle, goes up and goes around and makes that big bend right there. There's not a lot there. That's actually called the Big Bend area, and that is officially the name of that. It's the Big Bend area, and people get it mixed up with much better than the bluish tinted metal halide lighting. And of course, it's light years ahead of the old mercury vapor lighting or the low pressure sodium lighting of the 70s and 80s. These new LED lights are really nice. The glare is almost non-existent, and the lighting is really it's like a nice gray light. It's not blue, it's not red, it's not green, it doesn't have any color to it at all. It's like almost like white or gray, like just them up. She goes, "You're the first person to notice." I said, "Yeah, I'm a geek that way." But I think it's neat that we spoke and they put it back. I walked in there and everything was fine. Again, this is the 4th time in a row I've been to a Cracker Barrel, ordered my food, and the food comes, and I never get my cornbread and my biscuit. Now, I don't know if this is something they're doing to try to save money, not to bring it out unless you bitch about it. But that's really my only complaint. The food was amazing. It's always expensive, but the food was amazing. And yeah, it was good. It was really good. I just wish that they could bring that cornbread out early. I don't know. When that cornbread's hot, it's sweet Jiffy bread. It's so good. When that cornbread is hot and you put that butter on it and it melts right into the cornbread, I could just have a whole plate of that. That'd be fine. I'm a sucker for hot cornbread, and the biscuits are good too. I don't know an exact ETA. I'm working on it. Let me see if I can figure it out. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Alright guys, 30 minutes. ETA 30. What is this guy doing in the fast lane going really slow? What the fuck is your problem, dude? He gets the horn. Asshole. Oh, and now he's getting over. He realized what he did. I can't stand inconsiderate drivers, man. I really think we should be allowed to put them into the wall. If you're over in the left lane and you're blocking up a whole line of traffic because you're an inconsiderate asshole, I should be able to come right up next to you and just gently put your car into the fucking wall. I should be able to do that. It shouldn't be a problem. Where's the problem? had this thing about inconsiderate drivers. You know, the road is all about cooperation. And one of the big pieces of cooperation is the slower traffic keep right, left lane used only for passing. If you follow these simple rules, everybody can get where they're going. But what I find is people just sit out in that left lane, and they're not even doing the speed limit. They're just sitting out in that left lane. And I used to think it was ignorance. But now, as I've gotten older, I don't think it's ignorance. I think they're assholes. I think it's a power trip. It's their way of screwing you over just a little bit. It's their way of, you know, the old sand penis put right where it don't belong. I hate that. I don't know why. It's like, just get over, stay in the right lane. If you're not the faster traffic, why are you over there? It's the law. They can pull you over and write you a ticket for being in the left lane and not passing. Yeah, it's because of several things. When I was in school, I had to go to driver's ed in my high school. And my high school gave me a form that I brought in and got my driver's license. I had to literally qualify for my license through my school and everything. And it was difficult. We had to take this test. We had to study for it. I mean, I passed it, but it was a test. Now I hear they give you the answers. It's like the ham radio test. They literally give you the questions and the answers, and it's really, really easy now. Like any idiot they had to make it literally to where every idiot, stick, moron, everybody that doesn't speak English, everybody that perhaps maybe a little down, maybe people that, people that are really old or really slow or maybe just 16 years old, they all need to drive too, right? Yeah, they all need to drive. So we need to make these tests a lot easier. So that way, we can get all these other people and get them in cars and get them driving. That's what we want to do. Isn't that terrible? I'm telling you, that's just bullshit. I think that the test should be sufficiently difficult that we're not just letting any idiot behind the wheel of a car.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
There has to be a good way to evaluate someone's driving to see if they're able to do it or not. What the hell is a dolly? It's the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. All right, I'm just about to I-4. All right, there's the turn for Tampa, Orlando. That road goes to Disney World if that's where you want to go, or Kissimmee, Orlando, points east, Cape Canaveral, even eventually St. Augustine or wherever you're going up that way. But that's I-4. I-4 is one of the worst interstates in the country. I-4 has a real problem that this road here doesn't really have. I-4, because it's actually more behind the times, I-4 gets congestive slowdowns a lot more than 75 does. And you'll be driving along and everybody's doing 80, 90 miles an hour. 9 lanes across and everybody's doing 80, 90 miles an hour. And then all of a sudden everybody starts slamming on the brakes, locking them up. It's the smell of burning tires and rubber. and everything, and there was never any reason for it. It was just congestive delays. And in a few minutes, you're back up doing 80 miles an hour again. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, there's certain roads that there's a lot of. Martin Luther King. Every town's got a Martin Luther King, of course. Down here, there's certain ones like Civil War generals and stuff. My county is named after General Robert E. Lee, and it's Lee County, Florida. You drive all over Florida, every county has a Lee Street, a Lee Boulevard, a Lee everything, because he was the big general. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. A lot of roads named after people. They're doing a lot more of that now. Yeah, there's a lot of that with common folks. And like right now, you're going to see a lot more Charlie Kirk Avenue. Florida, in Florida, we decided that we're naming one road in every county for Charlie Kirk. Ain't no bullshit. This is Florida. We do stuff like that here. Yep. Canal Street, Main Street, First Street. Yeah, there's a lot of those that every town has one. There's also, if you ever wonder why there's so many Broadways, Broadway was the big road that they would bring the trucks into town on. It was the Broad Way. There's Fowler Avenue. We have a Fowler Street. One of our big roads down in Fort Myers, Fowler Street. Those are all named after a gentleman named Fowler. I'm not sure the exact story. The road Martin Luther King in Fort Myers used to be named Anderson Avenue. It was named after the first doctor to set up shop in Fort Myers, Florida. Doctor and folks and the black folks, he treated everybody equally, and he was a great doctor. And so they named one of the main roads through town Anderson Avenue. Well, years later, they stripped him of that, and they named it Martin Luther King. I really wish they would have named a different road Martin Luther King, or went and named a different road Anderson, because it was named that way for a reason, you know? I mean, there was actually a reason why we named it that. Oh, look, there's a guy up here doing 40 miles an hour on the frickin' highway. See, what's this guy doing? Does he think he's saving the planet, saving the world, or just saving his taillights? What's he doing? All right, everybody, we're going to call it. I'm going to get going here. I'm getting off the interstate here in just a few miles, and I'm going to go get me some roast. I'm looking forward to that. And then go from there. And eventually make it to bed tonight at some point. I can't wait. Fletcher? All right. So anyway, guys, thank you for being along on the ride tonight. I know it's not as entertaining as I try to normally be, but I hope everybody enjoyed their time here. No, really, Robert E. Lee's a holiday. That's cool in Arkansas. I like to see that. I hate that they've made everything that has to do with the Civil War a racist hate symbol, because truthfully, the Civil War was fought over states' rights. slavery was one of those 16 state rights that they were fighting over, but it was states' rights they were fighting over, the right of the state to decide its own destiny, and that was the main thrust of the war. I really hate that it's being bastardized today and being used politically, and I really hate that all the honor that's been bestowed on people on both sides of this war is being slowly stripped away by ignorant people that are erasing history. If something bad happened, wouldn't you want it to stay so people know? If something good happened, wouldn't you want it to stay so people know? Erasing history is never good, whether it's good or bad. And I'm getting kind of sick of it. They've tried to rename our county again a while back. They took down the bust of Robert E. Lee that sat right in front of, or right downtown, right by the main post office. They've been attacking and attacking and attacking. Even down as red an area as we're in, they're trying to change all the street signs. Anybody that's named after a Civil War general, they're trying to change the street sign names. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I'm not happy about it. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I do appreciate you being on the ride. I'll be in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. I'm not expecting any live shows tomorrow, except 9 p.m. tomorrow night. We'll be doing radio stuff. I'll fill you guys in on what we're doing and all that kind of stuff tomorrow night. So everybody have a good one out there. Have a happy day after Christmas. And I just want to remind everybody, we will be on New Year's Eve. I work that night. We will have a regular The Drive with Trey Radel show that I produce. And after that, I will be coming on here at 9 o'clock like I do every night. So, and I plan on staying well after midnight. So it's going to be a long show. Plan on doing your New Year's with us. And we will, we'll see what happens. We'll see what's going on. There's a chance for unrest. There's a chance for protest. There's a chance for some kind of attack. And it's just going to be New Year's Eve. So there's a lot going on. We're going to check it out. And there may even be weather, different things going on. So it'll be a fun night. That's New Year's Eve. I'm going to put something up about it. Also, I've got a new AI image generator that I'm going to introduce you guys to. And eventually, hopefully, we can get it to where you guys can use it. I'm finding it to be absolutely amazing. All right, guys, we're going to be doing all that coming up in the next few days. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. right here on Starship Adventures. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian, live northbound on I-75, just north of Tampa. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Have a good night, everybody. 7-3s. Be safe. Love the ones that love you.